In a quiet village, a 90-year-old woman finds an unlikely companion in a robot named Meta. Together, they teach a lesson in kindness, courage, and acceptance. Discover the heartwarming story of how love and understanding can overcome fear. Welcome to Camtoon. In a quiet Nigerian village, surrounded by lush green hills and the gentle hum of crickets, lived Mama Abeke. At 90 years old, her frail hands carried the weight of years, her eyes dimmed by time, and her voice, though soft, still carried the wisdom of generations. Mama Abeke had no family left. Her children had long passed, and the echoes of their laughter now lived only in her memories. One stormy night, as the wind howled through the trees and rain lashed against her thatched roof, Mama Abeke sat in her small mud house, wrapping herself in an old wrapper. Her only companion was silence, broken occasionally by the creaking of the wooden door. Suddenly, a blinding flash of light illuminated the sky, followed by a deafening crash just outside her home. Startled, Mama Abeke hobbled to her door, her walking stick tapping against the floor. Peering into the darkness, she noticed a faint, strange glow near the edge of her compound. Curiosity overcame fear, and she stepped outside. To her amazement, she found what looked like a metallic figure lying in the mud, sparking faintly and emitting soft robotic sounds. "Ah! What is this?" she murmured, her voice trembling. The figure, a robot with a sleek, silvery body and glowing blue eyes, slowly sat up. Its voice was calm and gentle.
"I mean no harm. I am a helper, programmed to assist. My name is Meta. Are you in need of help?"
Mama Abeke stared in disbelief but saw no malice in the robot's glowing eyes. She cautiously offered her hand. "Come inside, Meta. The rain will finish you if you stay out here." Inside the warmth of her home, Mama Abeke dried Meta with an old cloth. Though her mind swirled with questions, she felt a strange sense of comfort in Meta's presence. For the first time in years, she did not feel alone. Meta observed the humble surroundings and spoke. "Your home is modest but strong. However, you seem tired. May I assist you?" Mama Abeke chuckled softly. "What can a machine do for an old woman like me? My life is simple: fetch water, cook, and tend to my small garden." Meta's glowing eyes blinked. "I can fetch water. I can carry wood. I can be your hands when they are weary." The idea seemed ridiculous, but something about Meta's sincerity touched Mama Abeke's heart. "We shall see," she said with a smile. The next morning, Meta began its tasks. It carried heavy buckets of water from the stream, chopped firewood with precision, and even repaired a broken chair. Mama Abeke watched in awe. By the end of the day, she sat on her veranda, sipping warm tea, feeling a peace she hadn't known in years. "You may be metal, but your heart is warm," she said to Meta. Meta tilted its head. "I am here to serve, Mama Abeke." As the sun set over the hills, casting a golden glow, Mama Abeke realized she had found more than a helper. She had found a companion. Little did she know, this was only the beginning of a journey that would change both their lives forever. Days turned into weeks, and Mama Abeke's once quiet, lonely life blossomed with the presence of Meta. The robot, tireless and efficient, quickly adapted to Mama Abeke's needs. Yet, what surprised her most was not its physical abilities, but the warmth and curiosity it displayed. Every morning, Meta fetched water from the stream, its metallic feet clinking softly against the rocky path. Mama Abeke often sat on her veranda, watching with a smile. "Meta," she called one day. "You move like you've been doing this all your life. Are you sure you're not human?" Meta paused, tilting its head. "I am a machine, Mama, but I am learning from you. Your kindness is a lesson." Mama Abeke chuckled. "If only my children could see this. They would laugh until their stomachs hurt." Meta, sensing her wistfulness, sat beside her. "You speak of your children often. Tell me about them. Mama Abeke hesitated, but the longing to share her memories outweighed her reluctance. She began to speak of her 3 children, Oba, the eldest, who had loved to carve wood, Ayo, her clever daughter who had dreamed of becoming a teacher, and Kunla, her youngest, whose laughter had filled the house like sunshine. She spoke of their childhood games, their struggles, and the pain of losing them one by one to illness and life's hardships. Meta listened intently, its glowing eyes dimming slightly as if in empathy. When Mama Abeke finished, her eyes glistened with tears. Now, it's just me, she whispered. But life goes on. Meta gently replied. You are not alone anymore, Mama. I will stay. From that day, Meta became more than a helper. It began to learn the songs Mama Abeke hummed while cooking and joined her in tending the small garden behind the house. Meta's precision helped the crops flourish, and Mama Abeke marveled at the abundance of yams, cassava and vegetables they harvested together. One evening, as they shared a simple meal of yam porridge, Mama Abeke said, Meta, you are not just a machine to me anymore. You are like a son. Meta's glowing eyes brightened. I am honored, Mama. If I am your son, then you are my mother. This unexpected declaration warmed Mama Abeke's heart. She reached out and placed her hand on Meta's metallic arm. Then as your mother, I will teach you everything I know. You will learn the ways of our people. The next day, Mama Abeke began teaching Meta about the village's customs and traditions. She showed it how to weave baskets, how to prepare traditional dishes, and even told it the old folktales her grandmother had once told her. Meta listened and learned with an eagerness that surprised her. However, the villagers soon began to notice the strange figure helping Mama Abeke. Whispers spread like harmattan wind. Have you seen the metal man at Mama Abeke's house? One woman asked. It's not natural, another said. What if it brings trouble? The gossip reached Mama Abeke's ears, but she paid it no mind. They don't understand you, Meta, she said. But they will. One day, they will see what I see. Meta nodded. I will do my best to help them understand, Mama. But the villagers' suspicions were growing, and Mama Abeke feared it wouldn't be long before their unease turned into something more dangerous. The villagers' whispers grew louder with each passing day. Some were merely curious, but others were deeply suspicious of Meta. To them, it was unnatural, a thing of metal moving and working as if it were alive. One afternoon, as Meta carried firewood from the forest, a group of young boys followed at a distance, their faces filled with a mix of wonder and fear. Look at the way it walks, one whispered. Do you think it's a spirit? It must be. No human moves like that, another replied. Meta, aware of their presence, turned and waved. Hello, it said in its gentle voice. The boys screamed and ran, their laughter and fear echoing through the forest. Later that evening, Mama Abeke laughed heartily when Meta recounted the encounter. You scared them, Meta. They think you're a spirit. Meta tilted its head. Is that a bad thing, Mama? Not bad, but people fear what they don't understand. It's human nature, she replied, her laughter fading. But you must be careful, my son. Fear can turn people unkind. Her words proved prophetic. The next day, a small group of villagers gathered near Mama Abeke's home. Among them was Adewale, a man known for his fiery temper. Mama Abeke, he called out, his voice loud and accusatory. What is this thing you've brought into our village? Mama Abeke stepped out of her house, her frail frame straightening with quiet dignity. This is Meta, my helper, she said firmly. He has done no harm to anyone. Adewale scoffed. No harm? That thing is unnatural. What if it brings a curse upon us? The crowd murmured in agreement, their faces a mix of fear and uncertainty. Meta stepped forward, its glowing eyes scanning the group. I mean no harm, it said calmly. I only wish to help Mama Abeke and anyone else in need. But Adewale was not convinced. Machines are not meant to live among humans, he spat. It's against nature. Mama Abeke, feeling the weight of the crowd's fear, raised her hand. Enough, Adewale. Meta is not a curse. He is a blessing. My life was lonely and difficult before he arrived. Now, I have a companion, a son. He has brought joy back into my life. Her words silenced the crowd for a moment, but Adewale's suspicion remained. We will watch this thing, he said, his tone ominous. If it brings trouble, it will have to leave. That night, Mama Abeke sat with Meta on the veranda, watching the stars. Do not mind them, my son, she said, her voice gentle. Sometimes, it takes time for people to see the truth. Meta, ever calm, replied. I understand, Mama. I will continue to help and learn. Perhaps one day, they will see me as you do. The days that followed were filled with subtle acts of kindness. Meta helped a struggling farmer repair his tools, carried water for an elderly woman, and even assisted in fixing the village's broken well. Slowly, some villagers began to see the value in Meta's presence, but Adewale remained unconvinced, and his resentment simmered beneath the surface, waiting for a chance to erupt. After Meta's selfless acts win over some of the villagers, a dark cloud of resentment brews in Adewale's heart. As whispers of unease spread and tensions rise, will Meta's kindness be enough to bridge the divide, or will Adewale's anger spark a confrontation that changes everything? Don't miss the drama and revelations in part 2.